Mhm.
Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to our presentation of Principle 4, Working in a Culturally Diverse World. We are Isaac Gonzalez, Gerald Parrot, Isaac Thorold, and Javier Augusto Campos Paez, Orozco Martinez, Pinto Covelli de la Valle Salcedo, Wright. I'm honoring my ancestors. I belong to the Guane tribe in Colombia, and it's my responsibility to always honor those who walk before me. And one day my kids will also honor me if they feel like. In order to model working in a culturally diverse world, we will be reading the title of each slide, speaking slowly, and are including subtitles in our presentation. This way, we are opening a safe space to those who face different daily challenges. This is Javier, and slide number 2 is the overview. During our presentation, we will define key terms that will be important for us to know as students. We will provide an overview of standards of ethical multicultural practice. We will discuss how we can implement culturally competent and humble service to clients. And lastly, we will review a case study and explore ethical considerations pertaining to this scenario. We have posted our handout under the PowerPoint presentation.
This is Isaac Gonzalez, and I will be defining some key terms that will be important for us to know and that will be relevant to this principle. Culture refers to attitudes, beliefs, values, customs, social norms, history, language, art, and literature that are passed on from generation to generation and that are meaningful and significant to those people. Cultural diversity includes variety and differences that exist among organizations, institutions, practices, communities, nations, and the world. Cultural competency refers to when a professional provides services through a working knowledge of the customs and beliefs of another culture. Humility refers to the willingness to accurately assess oneself and one's limitations, the ability to acknowledge gaps in one's knowledge, an openness to new ideas, contradictory information, and advice without stereotyping, prejudice, or negative biases. Cultural humility is a lifelong process of self reflection and self evaluation that empowers providers to actively engage in interpersonal relationships that are dynamically diverse and mutually respectful. Cultural sensitivity refers to a provider's willingness to adapt their behavior and communication to be compatible with a client's sociocultural norms.
Perfect. With that, there are a couple things that go into the multicultural standards of practice. The first one, and probably the most important, is our personal culture. Taking into account that culture comes from the attitudes, customs, and beliefs and history. We each have our own background, biases, social norms, as well as individual roles that we have played throughout our lives that have all defined our personal culture, and we need to take that into account as we are interacting with clients. Because counseling theories and techniques are based on cultural beliefs and assumptions, it's important to develop an understanding of and an appreciation for distinctively different and potentially opposing values and cultures. Um, a- Avoiding discriminatory practices through internalizing and always being open and aware to our personal culture, as well as developing treatment methods to help with that. There are four keys to being culturally and ethnically sensitive. The first is recognizing and understanding the limits we have on cultural knowledge and how we may not understand everything fully to 100%, and being able to recognize that to better interact with clients, as well as being comfortable talking about ethnic issues that may come up. Um, Being appreciative and recognizing cultural differences that we may have, as well as not imposing our cultures upon the clients and people we interact with. And the last one, being aware of culturally available resources within the community um, with programs that are specific to cultures that will help them progress and be able to better themselves more.
All right, I'm Jerry, and I'm going to go over some best practices for award treatment. The first thing is going to be meeting the client's needs. It's important to acknowledge that we cannot meet the need of every client. For example, if a client has a specific medical condition, such as severe diabetes requiring specialized care, we should definitely refer them to a facility that can help take care of that. Bias awareness. We must be aware of our own biases and make a conscious effort to avoid imposing our own personal values, beliefs, or attitudes on clients. A good example would be traditional medicine. The client believes in traditional medicine, so it's crucial not to dismiss their preferences for alternative treatments, but rather to incorporate their preferences into their treatment plan where possible. The next one is holistic assessment. So when we're doing assessments for clients, we need to also include their personal and cultural context in that assessment. It's important to understand their cultural background and explain certain behaviors or treatment preferences, like bringing a family member into their individual session, which can significantly impact that. And appropriate communication is also important. Information should always be delivered in a manner that's developmentally and culturally suitable for each client. For like if you're working with a young client, use simple language and visual cues. Similarly, with clients from different backgrounds, using culturally relevant examples while talking to them can help them better understand the information. Bridging barriers. We need to be proactive at overcoming language and cultural barriers. For instance, we need to get professional interpreters or translation services to ensure that the clients fully understand their treatment plans and can communicate their needs effectively. Let's see, cultural sensitivity, respecting the cultural meanings of confidentiality and privacy is essential. For example, with some cultures, discussing mental health issues is considered to be taboo, so we need to approach those topics with sensitivity and respect for the client. And finally, non-discrimination. We need to avoid discriminatory practices at all costs. For instance, recognizing cultures define discrimination differently. We must not impose our own definitions onto our clients. In practice, that means respecting a client's cultural practices and not judging them based on my own culture or your own cultural standards.
This is Javier. Slide number 6 is the case study, ethical dilemmas. Maria has been recently hired to provide such counseling services in a public sector program for at-risk families. The program facility is located in a neighborhood that is known for its ethnic diversity, crime, and poverty. Maria is interested in working for this program because her experience to date has been in the private sector with motivated, economically secure clients. She's looking forward to learning from the staff and clients. When Maria arrived at the facility, she observed that it is an older house in need of repair. The only entrance into the building is up a wobbly set of steps. Inside, there is another staircase leading to the group and family counseling rooms. There is no ramp or elevator. When Maria meets with the staff, she discovers that they are all Caucasians and monolingual. In supervision, Maria voiced her concern regarding the condition of the facility and the lack of cultural diversity amongst the staff. She is told that the building has nothing to do with the quality of treatment and that it fits with what these clients are used to in their neighborhood. She is also told that she is the only qualifying non-Caucasian who applied for the available position. On slide number 7 are the case study questions. These are 5 questions on the slide. As a group, we're providing some information that we find relevant and that connects with principle 4 for the case scenario. However, you are more than welcome to explore and come to your own conclusions. Question number 1, what ethical concerns jump out of at you in this case. Our answer is there are several ethical concerns related with these accessibility, liability, prejudice, discrimination, recruitment, and scope of practice. Question number 2, which principles of the NATOC/NCC AP Code of Ethics apply to this situation? Our answer, 4-1, knowledge. The provider did not demonstrate appropriate respect for the right, dignity, and worth of the clients. 4-2, cultural humility. The providers failed to provide a continuum of care and exhibit cultural humility. 4-4, personal beliefs. The provider failed to acknowledge their personal and professional values that were in conflict with the needs of the clients. 4-9, advocacy. The providers failed to advocate for the client's need. 4-10, recruitment. The provider failed to recruit professionals who represent diverse cultural group. 4-11, linguistic diversity. The providers failed to recruit a sufficient number of professionals who could provide services in the language of their clients. And 4-12, need-driven. The provider failed to recognize and provide for the need of clients with physical limitations. We're going to leave question number 3, 4, and 5 for you to ponder on your own.
The last part, as we consider being culturally humble, and as we work towards becoming professional healthcare providers, it will be imperative for the welfare of our clients that we actively increase our multicultural knowledge, awareness, and skills. This will not only enhance the quality and accessibility of our services, but also enable us to attune with our clients in ways that facilitate healing, growth, and change. The most effective route to doing this is through cultural humility, which is the lifelong journey, not a destination, to learning how to interact with diverse clientele in a respectful and compassionate manner.